We've reached the halfway point of the season, and we've come to event number 8, the Rally Course. Hello everybody, and welcome back then to the VALVIK Marble League with me as always, Frankie, and we've reached a VKL Classic, this one being of course, the Rally Course. The last time out in the VALVIK Marble League, it was the Scorpions that took gold in the long jump and took second. Bubblegum Ballers though still in the lead with 90 points, Carbons and Team Virtuoso round out the top 4. But let's get going then with event number 8, the Rally Course. A classic in the VALVIK Marble League. Of course, the rules are very simple. You have to make your way across this long and winding course, and the top 4 advance. And it's a good start, meanwhile, for the Sky Scouts as we get into the first section here. Violet Vermin in the background there takes second as we get into the first turn now. This is going to be a very tricky turn for these teams here. A lot of championship contenders here. We've got the Bubblegum Ballers, we've got the Carbons, the Sailors, but meanwhile then, it is still Parasite, the Violet Vermin in first. Going into the second turn now as Disco Neons takes second now. Extending that gap now is Parasite of the Violet Vermin, as meanwhile the Sky Scouts still in third, and it's a big tight battle there for fourth, and as meanwhile then Proton from the Atomics takes third from the Sky Scouts. Anthracite is also there, winner of the previous rally course as well, as meanwhile look at that, the Sky Scouts extending that gap now to Proton as they lose now fourth as well to the Atomics. Anthracite now in a good position here, as meanwhile then the Violet Vermin still in a long lead, but look at that. Closing in are the Disco Neons. Green Neon closing in to Parasite there. As meanwhile in third, it's still the Sky Scouts as Proton retook fourth. As we have the Carbons in fifth, Sailors in sixth. And it's a long gap behind to Team Echo and the Bubblegum Ballers, crucially in eighth. This time the rules of the rally course are a bit different. There's no placement race. Instead, the teams that don't advance to the finals are going to have their times counted. As you can see on the top right, on the top left there, we have a timer. So this will count for those teams that do not advance. Meanwhile then, as we get into the last half of the course now, it's the Disco Neons in the lead there. Green Neon has a big gap there to fourth place Atomics. Hounded there almost, but they're extending that gap now to the Sailors and the Carbons now, who are in a tight battle of their own. Starboard and Anthracite, but they will not advance at this point. It's Anthracite now in a tight battle for sixth. As meanwhile now, going into the last half of the course, where's the Disco Neons? I think the Sky Scouts are in the lead now into the last half of the course, and the Sky Scouts cross the line to advance. The Violet Vermin, Disco Neons, and the Atomics will do it. And in fifth come the Carbons. Massive gap to fourth place, 4 seconds. Sailors, Team Echo, and where are the Bubblegum Ballers? That's going to be a very poor time for Swirl of the Bubblegum Ballers. I think they might finish in last year. We will have to wait and see how the other 8 teams do. But that was a decent recovery then from the Sky Scouts, who were out of the top 4 at this point here. They were out of the top 4, but they were able to climb back up there. They were able to overtake the Violet Vermin, and then they were able to overtake the Disco Neons further down the course. I think the Disco Neons might have had a mistake in the last part of the course here, but they will advance. It's something that the Sky Scouts desperately needed in their season so far, as they have been very low in the championship here. But it will be then the Disco Neons, Violet Vermin, and the Atomics that move on. Carbon, Sailors, Team Echo, Bubblegum Ballers will have to stand back. As we get now into the second heat with the Golfbirds, Birdie in the lead, Scorpions, Jab closing out the rear. And we're already out here for heat number 2. Royal Justice now take the lead. Take second place, going into the first turn now. And the Royal Justice Joker there into the lead now. Going into the second turn now, it's still Joker in the lead. Birdie losing ground there to Joker as the other teams are approaching now. Holding up this gaggle of marbles here is Birdie a little bit, as we have the Peculiar Peaks and the Sushi Squad. Oh, but the Sushi Squad hit the wall. They're very badly, giving fourth place to Team Virtuoso as the Royal Justice are dropping down. Birdie now retakes first place. Look at that. The Royal Justice are dropping down. Massive gain though from the Balls of Zen. 3 overtakes in the span of like 2 seconds. Utopia, not bad, but they're getting hounded. They're good defense from Utopia. They're getting hounded by the Shock Koran. As meanwhile then, the Golfbirds are nowhere to be seen. Himalaya from the Peculiar Peaks then in a solid second position. As in third are still the Balls of Zen, and in fourth, in the last advancement position, is still the Shock Koran. As we're getting into the back half of the course here, the Scorpions hounding the Shock Koran. Oh, look at that! Beautiful double overtake there from Team Virtuoso, who have a very bad history with the rally course, of course. Back in the Season 2 qualifiers, Team Virtuoso Sonata could not qualify. As we're getting into the last sections of the course here, it's still Golfbirds. They're gone already, the Golfbirds. We cannot even see them on the screen anymore. And look at that. Challenging for second place there, and a beautiful overtake. Utopia goes up into second. They started from 7th to 2nd. As meanwhile, then in the last advancing position, it is the Peculiar Peaks now. They are going to be handled by the other teams. As Team Virtuoso now approaching the Balls of Zen now. But they hit the wall going into the last section. I think they will lose out. They lose 3rd and they lose 4th as well. It's a disaster for Team Virtuoso. As meanwhile, then the Golfbirds are approaching the final few turns here. Birdie though going very slowly here, but they are safe. They will win the second heat. Balls of Sand come through in second. It's the Peculiar Peaks in third, and who coming in fourth? It looks to be the Shakoran, and they've done it. Team Virtuoso do not advance. Scorpions, Royal Jesters, and the Sushi Squad come in the last 3 positions. But it's going to be a better time from Team Virtuoso than what we've seen from the Carbons, who finished 5th in their in heat number 1. I think it's going to be at least 9th place then from Team Virtuoso. A good haul of points too after their massive mistake there. And let's take a look again at this beautiful triple overtake from Balls of Zen. We got 1, 2, and then 3. Capitalizing on the mistakes of those other 2 marbles is Utopia. And they have finished, in fact, 2nd. And beautiful double overtake here from Team Virtuoso. Not bad. But then they hit the wall massively, and that was a crucial mistake going into the last turn as well, where it's notoriously difficult to overtake. And they lost out on advancement. So it will be then the Golfbirds, Balls of Zen, Peculiar Peaks, and the Shakorand. Same situation from the Golfbirds as we've seen for the Sky Scouts. A very poor season so far. Let's have a look then at the bottom half and look at it. It's Team Virtuoso in 9th, Scorpions, Carbons, Royal Jesters, Sailors, Sushi Squad, Team Echo, and crucially in 16th are the Bubblegum Ballers. Another 16th place finish for the championship leaders. But it's time now for the finals, and it's the Atomics in the lead, Shakoran in 2nd, Disco Neons in 3rd, and we're off! One of these teams will come home with the gold medal. It's a good start for the Atomics. They're extending that gap now. Disco Neons takes 2nd now, and it's big gaggle of marbles going into the first turn. Disco Neons now in the lead, as the Atomics are holding up these other teams here. Look at that, 6 marbles going like a train almost. And it is, meanwhile, we cannot even see the Disco Neons on the screen anymore. They're massively ahead now already. Oh, but they hit the wall there into the second turn. Shakoran taking advantage. They take 2nd from the Atomics now. As meanwhile, they're separated. There are these bottom 4 teams here. As meanwhile, then the Atomics retook the lead now from the Disco Neons. Where's the Shakoran though? I think they're behind the Violet Vermin, as the Disco Neons I think are in a net 2nd place right now, going into these mogul section. And look at that, there's the Shakoran, and then Violet Vermin make a mistake there. Shakoran now gained 3rd, Sky Scouts now in 4th. Where are the Violet Vermin? Oh, they're way behind now. I think they're in 7th. Look at, they're in 7th. And massive gap there to Balls of Zen, who are now in 8th place. As meanwhile, the Atomics are extending that gap now more and more and more and more here. Disco Neons in a good 2nd position, as the Sky Scouts are now challenging for 3rd place. Shakoran are going to try to have to hold on. But the Sky Scouts with a beautiful move, they take 3rd place, and they take 2nd now as well. They get past the Disco Neons here, going into the last few turns here. Disco Neons trying to make a comeback here on the Sky Scouts. I think they're going to be able to make that pass, but Booing with a good defense here. As meanwhile then, it is the Shakoran. Look at Green Neon. Booing makes a mistake. Green Neon capitalizes and takes advantage of it. And going to the last turn here, Peculiar Peaks now approaching the Shakoran for 4th place. As the Sky Scouts hit the wall and they mess up the momentum of everybody else. Shakoran, the biggest loser out of that marble here. And look at it, the Atomics have already won! Wow! But the battle for 2nd is not over yet, as the Sky Scouts are closing in. Booing with a wonderful move on the downside. They take 2nd place! Disco Neons in 3rd, Peculiar Peaks, Violet Vermin, Shakoran, Golfbirds, and the Balls of Zen, but the Atomics with a big margin, almost 10 seconds to the Sky Scouts, who finish in 2nd. Beautiful overtake at the last possible moment. The Disco Neons will come home with a 3rd place. But the Atomics there, once they had that lead, they did not give up on it. They extended that gap more and more and more and more as the course as the course continued. But I think they were also helped out massively by the rest of the top 3 battling it out with each other there. But the Sky Scouts, wonderful recovery. They were in 7th at one point. They get past both the Disco Neons and the Shakuran, who take a wonderful and well-deserved 2nd place from their reserve booing. Let's have a look then at this overtake here. In the last moguls here, look at that. Booing goes on the bottom, and a beautiful overtake to just about take that 2nd place. Disco Neons, not bad either. A well-deserved bronze. But the Atomics then, Proton, with their first ever gold medal, individual gold medal. It's the Atomics' 2nd gold. Pekiri Peaks will finish in 4th. Valthurman, Shakuran, Golfbirds, Balls of Zen, Team Virtuoso, Scorpions, Carpers, Rochester, Sailors, Squatimeko, and the Bubblegum Ballers. But the day belongs then to the Atomics and Proton. Congratulations to our podium finishers, Disco Neons, Sky Scouts, and our gold medalists, the Atomics. Well done then to Proton from the Atomics for a wonderful and fantastic gold medal. Congratulations also to the Sky Scouts and the Disco Neons. But let's have a look then at those updated overall standings. The Bubblegum Ballers though are still in the lead. Scorpio is still in 2nd. Team Virtuoso now take 3rd from the Carbons. But look at the gaps are coming down between 9th and 12th. It's only 27 points. Going into the last half of the VALVIK moment, this is going to be very exciting. But that's it from us. Coming up next, we return to the minor league with Event 4, which is also the rally course. We hope to see you there. Goodbye.